My name is Sam Evans and I'm a filmmaker, a traveller, content creator, and this journey for me, this project started a long time ago really, and it's something I've been meaning to do for a while, but it's just the way life is, there's always something that gets in the way unless you make time and do it. In December last year, when a very close family friend of mine took their life to suicide, and it suddenly became very close to home. I put a post up on my Instagram account kind of going into it and talking about how it made me feel and how mental health, depression, anxiety, especially in social media in today's day and age, is a silent epidemic, and it's something that none of us are talking about, and it's beginning to be spoken about more and more. But for me, it needs to be front and center in all of our minds, just like we take care of ourselves physically. And the reaction I got on the post was phenomenal. I had an overwhelming amount of comments and response from other influencers, creators, my audience, my family, my friends, and everybody kind of came together on this Instagram post and said, wow, like, thank you for opening up, thank you for reaching out and speaking about this, because not a lot of people do, and it'd be great to see more people do this. And from that response, it kind of all ticked into place, and this project came about. I recently became an ambassador for Are You OK Day, and I didn't know this at the time when I joined Are You OK, but Audi are actually a partner with Are You OK, and I've been wanting to kind of interview my other friends in this industry and on social media about mental health and about their thoughts on it. And I had this idea that came to mind, and there's a guy called James Corden who's a TV presenter, and he has this thing called carpool karaoke where he picks up celebrities and has some fun with them and talks to them about what's going on in their life. Now, it's great and it's a funny series, but I wanted to go a little bit deeper, so I took that model and I'm gonna have some fun with my friends in the car, but I'm going to also ask them about mental health and try and get them to open up and be real and be raw with me. So I'm going to get a car from Audi, I'm going to organise a few of my friends, I'm going to crack this thing wide open and let's start talking about mental health. And hopefully by the end of it we can start some momentum and start a movement and make it okay to not be okay, and make it okay to start having these conversations. Let's do it.
Good morning, Mr. Sam. My name is Alex Hayes.
Hey guys, I'm Adam Crowett.
I'm Cameron Burns.
My name is Dara. You might know me as DJ Tiger Lily.
Name's Ed Jenkins.
I'm Jake Blay.
So my name is Liv Filand.
My name's Jake Rich.
My name's Renee.
Sam.
I am Steph Claire Smith.
My name's Trent Maxwell, better known as Maxi.
Have you personally ever kind of had some dark times or battled with mental health or depression yourself?
Back in the day when I was in school, I dealt with a lot of bullying. And the fact I was scared to go to school because I was so concerned about being called names or even like physically hurt. And
I talk about my issues with depression, anxiety. I recently got diagnosed with bipolar. I've basically had past substance abuse issues. I see psychiatrists, psychologists. I've got the whole shebang of problems, man.
Biggest and hardest thing in my life was losing my mum to cancer.
There's a lot of kind of mental health issues associated with the music industry. There's some hugely staggering statistic that says DJs and producers suffer from some sort of mental health issues, whether it be depression, anxiety, panic attacks. And so I suffered pretty badly for quite a few months, maybe even 18 months, quite silently, because I wasn't really sure if I was the only one going through it.
I was kind of forced into retirement towards the back end of last year, playing a tournament over in Dubai, and did my shoulder. Came back home, saw the surgeons, and they pretty much said to give it up.
I've definitely had times where I've been in doubt, and I've had times where I've battled my fear of failure.
I have had in the last 12 months so much sadness and heartbreak and self-doubt.
I had a mega breakup, like a really bad breakup that kind of ruined me, and then I lost a really close friend of mine in an accident. So those two things,
It's too massive.
you know, they really like pummel you around.
So I was diagnosed with PTSD about a year ago.
My struggles really started through modelling, and I had an agency pretty much pressuring me to lose weight as quick as I could. Really, to do that I had to do some pretty unhealthy things, and I kind of lost myself.
Unfortunately, when I was 16, my first day at Bronny Beach as a lifeguard, I dealt with a suicide.
People need to know that like it's okay to talk about it. It's not a stigma. We're all dealing with it at some point in our lives. Even if you don't have depression, you're gonna have times in your life where you're gonna be depressed.
The worst thing is trying to avoid it, like it's not there, and then that's when it can kind of grow. You know, you just, by getting stronger, you got to push through it, and by pushing through it is speaking about it.
That was definitely a real eye-opener to say, yeah, I've got a problem, you know, I struggle with this kind of depression, anxiety, stress, until I realised that, and trying to take my own life was the thing that really opened that up and say, hey, this is a real problem and you need to get this fixed, you know. And
one day I just decided to say, stuff it, like I'm going to speak out about it, because I think so many other people have to be in this situation that I'm in. So yeah, then I started to kind of speak out about it, and I literally got the most positive response ever.
You know, at the end of the day, we're all human and we're all going to feel things. You know, you step out in that field and it sometimes does look like the guys are invincible and they can get through anything, but yeah, certain things do knock you around when you're playing, and does, I guess, have an effect on your mental state. So
it really made me realise that there is points, and there's so many different issues, whether it's with eating or like your mental health with depression and all that sort of stuff. There's so many different triggers in life that can lead to those like terrible mindsets, but it's so common now. It's so common.
I find that the deeper, you know, down you go, the harder you can bounce back. That's something that I've learned the hard way, and I'm lucky and unlucky to have done that, but overall lucky.
it can be the smallest thing to walk up to a friend and say, let's go and get a coffee together and just chat, and that is like, could be the thing that could stop them from hurting themselves the next day, or going struggling and staying in their room and not wanting to be out in the world, you know?
Every single person suffers from mental health at some stage in their life or in some shape or form, and this stigma around it, like it's just, it needs to stop. But I think the really special thing about Are You Okay is that reminder to check in, but to genuinely check in.
My girlfriend, who's got her own issues with depression and anxiety, she's like, the government here in Australia has a program where they refund you money if you go see a therapist, you know, it can be a psychologist or whatever. Yeah. So I was like, cool, I'm gonna head to my doctor, I'm gonna tell him like, hey man, I've been feeling really down, I'm not usually like this, I've heard about this mental health program, can I see a psychologist? It's like, sweet, here's the note, go see this person, they'll book you in.
I have someone really close to me actually who has gone through a really tough time, and it is hard on you as well, because you don't want to say anything wrong, you want to be there for them, and you just, it can be really hard. I just need to be there for whenever they need to talk, and whenever they don't need to talk, just sit there and be there. But it is really hard.
It's why Are You Okay is such a big thing, because there were so many of my friends who never ever would have imagined that I had a problem with it. Know that it's going to take a lot of time to get out of any bad habits that you have. Like, it's not, you can't, if you have a binge eating disorder or any other kind of eating problem or any other mental problem where you might fall into states of depression and all that sort of stuff, it's not going to go away overnight. Like, it takes a long time to kind of get your mind and your body out of those habits. So be patient.
Sometimes just not always people are going to open up to you, so you need to sometimes maybe explain that you've been through those situations. Everyone's got friends that are going through tough times, you know, at school and in the workplace, and, you know, personal friends. But I'm the type of person that turns up or rings them up and go, come on, get up, like turn it into not so much a little joke, but just kind of get them hyped up.
What do you have for the everyday in your toolkit, as I like to call it, that when you are in that anxious state, or when you are feeling a little bit depressed or down, what is it that you kind of turn to get you back on track?
Going for a run, as much as you don't want to do it, I guarantee you, if you are feeling shit and you go for a run, whatever you're feeling shit about will be a less big issue on your way back or when you're done.
For me, I'll go for a surf, or I think exercise is a great thing as well. Yeah. Exercise is a major thing. So I'll just go and kind of train, because it's just like, you're sweating out the negative energy, really.
My mum and I used to cook all the time in the kitchen, put on old school music, bit of Van Morrison, Eric Clapton, you know, and sing and cook. And so for me, my escape is when I'm struggling, I'll go and get some nice food. And
my favourite tool is called the Zoom Out tool, where you get a bird's eye picture of yourself in your mind and you zoom out to your house, to your suburb, to your country, and then to the world. And every time I do this, even doing it now, thinking about like my problems today or yesterday, it makes everything so insignificant, but in a kind of way that's comforting, because I realise that every single person is going through similar issues.
I go home, I will cook dinner and just focus on myself and take a real breather, read a book, and just listen to music that I know I like, and then go for a walk. Doing those little things that I know I enjoy, that also reminds me, you know, that how much I love my life.
Yeah. For me, it's just, especially this last week, I was like, this sounds really lame, but the ocean is like my best friend. It is.
Oh my God.
Probably my biggest tool now to reset whenever I'm feeling overwhelmed or stressed is to do those things that make me feel really relaxed and, I don't know, centered and switched off, I suppose. And for me, that's like getting away up to the river and doing nothing. It's like switching off my phone and watching a movie without touching my phone, going for a walk with my dog in the park, all that sort of stuff. So I've tried to make them as much as a priority as like going to the gym or anything else these days, because and since doing that I do feel so much better and a lot happier. So for me, it's definitely about scheduling in me time.
It's life is going to throw these things at you, but just remember that there's always people around you to support you. There's always going to be someone there with open arms and like ready to listen and help.
It's going to sound cliche, but if anyone who's watching this is going through some serious shit and they think you're alone, just like know that you're not. And even if you don't want to talk or speak out, like it will help. There are times where I don't answer my phone for days, and I'm telling you, it just doesn't help. Reach out. There are people that give a shit, and there's so many avenues you can go to for help. And yeah, it's too common and it's too important for you not to get help on that sort of thing. It just ends badly if you don't.
Thanks
for coming. It was lovely to
Thanks
have
for
you.
watching, guys.
Thank you, guys. Yeah, take it easy. Good to catch up with you. So much.
Oh!
You're amazing. Thank you
Oh
for
my
sharing.
God, I love that.
Go forth and conquer your day.
Go forth. Thanks, legends.
Peace out. Boom!
But thanks for having me. Thanks for giving me the opportunity to have a chat.
Mate, anytime.
All the best.
Thanks, mate.
Thanks, brother.
Thank you so much
Thank
for
you,
coming
sir.
in and being so open.
No, it's been a pleasure.
And you've really given some people some great
so.
stuff to take away.
for having
It was
me.
such a pleasure to
Appreciate
chat
it.
to you. It's always a pleasure, boy. This guy, I love him to bits.